Well, here we are, my friends, with and scholars, with a brand new, at least to us, paper to illustrate how to write this literary research slash argument, which may seem a tall order, but once we look at how to put the pieces together, I think you'll find it is not an overwhelming type of challenge. Okay, so here we have this paper, which you have as well, and I want to point out several facets of it. It does introduce and weave into the context of the paper. Notice I said weave into the context of the paper, not just throw in a couple of literary criticism sources, but find legitimate sources and go ahead and integrate those sources into the dominant point of the essay. Not, here's what literary critic Suzanne Shields says about Where Are You Going, Where Have You Been by Joyce Carol Oates. No, here is my point. Here is my argument. And the argument is made very clear in this paper. And here is how that particular source reflects on that. Here is how that particular source comments on that and how that's related to my point as a writer. I didn't just say student, as a writer, as a thinker and writer, which is, of course, what you are. So, of course, the conventions introduces the story, and the thesis is fairly early on here, uses the hostile situation created by dominant male Arnold Friend preying on the insecurities of a 15-year-old Connie to shed light on male entitlement that continues to plague our society. Oh my goodness, Hartnell comes out here swinging with both fists and gives us a strong, a potent argument pertaining to this story as it reflects, even in this case, on our own time. And of course, we have Me Too going on now. So it does so in a very uncompromising, very strongly worded, very forthright argument, which, as you're going to notice, continues throughout the essay. So this is a, oops, I'm going to press this one, not that one. Okay, look at the use of the quotations. We have, you got to have at least 4 or 5 or more integrated quotes from the story. That's the primary source, and here the story is, and the quote from the story, and that's primary evidence that has to be in the forefront of your essay, and it is correctly documented. Obviously, I'm going to look for that, right? And it deals with the story itself, but it also integrates this other horrific crime, which the student researched in this case, a man by Charles Schmidt, a man who felt so empowered that he murdered innocent females. So it integrates, in this case, a documented crime as a source and the article dealing with that crime. And notice the repeat of this phrase, male entitlement, is an echo phrase which we have recurring in the paper, right? And here we go. And this tie-in with the allegation of men such as Harvey and Trump in powerful positions using their entitlement to sexually, it should be not sexual, harass female, runs parallel with the short story. Well, okay, it does. Again, this is a hard-hitting argument. This is a strong argument. It integrates current events very powerfully. And though the powerful men in question can oftentimes deny these events, they are clearly very well documented. And it integrates the author together with the sources. And that's what I wanted you to see. Look here. Now we see we've got the integration of this source, Farenthold, I guess it is, and it integrates T's comments, the sitting acting president. When you're a star, they let you do it, which is a direct quote from the tape that was widely publicized. And it integrates that with the story, with the author, and does so in a fully integrated context. And that's what I want you to see. If you read the paper, you realize these aren't just stray quotes just thrown in for the purpose of throwing them in. That is a fully integrated whole with a dominant point. That's what I'm going to expect you to do, and I'm going to try to help you do it, but that is the idea. So I'm going to close right there, but I'm hoping this helps you get further insights into how to do this paper.